Motivation is probably one of the things that I get asked about the most often by random people, by clients. Some people really struggle with motivation. So why do they struggle with motivation? Of course, some of the motivation that we've got is intrinsic. However, we can also build it. I think the main point about it is really that motivation is something that doesn't last, okay? Motivation always wears off pretty quickly. You could compare motivation to excitement. So, you know, when you want to do something, when you've been inspired, for example, and you're feeling motivated, it's easy, right? It's easy to start doing it. Most people are very good starters, but very poor finishers. And this is exactly when they decide to look into the motivation and to find a way to improve it or to build it. So if you are aware of the fact that motivation doesn't last, then what's the way to build it? Well, we need to focus on building commitment, actually. So commitment is like that longer lasting version of motivation. The trouble is that when you are committed, you can't expect to feel motivated all the time. You will sometimes, and sometimes you won't. However, because you've committed, you've made a decision to do something, and even if you don't want to do it, you will still do it because you've committed. So to give you an example, I'm a runner, and I have been running for almost 10 years. And when I started, I was excited about it. It was new and it was great. But soon after some time, I noticed that I got a bit bored, and I got a bit perhaps put off by it due to various injuries. So not to stop running, I had to first of all tweak my running routine. I had to build my strength in different ways. I had to stop running for a bit as well. I had to then reevaluate the distance I was running. All these things, they took years. But I'm still a runner, and I run more these days than I've ever done before. And I've had to make so many tweaks and so many changes. So motivation, if I was to rely on motivation, I would probably run twice a year. When I'm committed, I run twice a week. So if you want to feel motivated, you need to build your commitment. You need to build your self-discipline. And this is something that you will need to keep on working on for several months, perhaps I'd say several years. Maybe actually you don't need several years. I think you can do it within a few months, within a year. Once that's been practiced and you know what your why is, why you want to say go running, it becomes much easier. But just knowing your why or just feeling excited, motivated, these things won't make you achieve your goal. You need a combination of a strong why. Sometimes even that why doesn't crystallize immediately, feeling a little bit excited about it, or having a very strong why, and then self-discipline.